Hello and welcome to Driving with Todd, and I'm Todd. Recently, I've been getting into reactions for classical, symphonic, operatic metal. And when I was searching out different groups and different songs, I came across solo works by Anneke van Giersbergen. Now, Anneke van Giersbergen was with the group The Gathering, and I was big into The Gathering in the late 90s, early 2000s. So I was really interested to see that she was now doing covers of rock and pop songs. I did two videos by her. I did one which was Babushka, a Kate Bush cover, and then the other Wicked Game. So I thought that was kind of neat, and I want to do more of her solo work. But I have a YouTuber that writes me quite a bit on different videos and really wrote me quite a bit when I did the Anneke van Giersbergen videos. And that YouTuber goes by the handle Grunge Grumpy. And I love that handle. That is just great. Grunge Grumpy. Well, on the Babushka video, Grunge says, Todd, I'm still very curious to learn whether or not you ever checked The Gathering's concerts, A Sound Relief from 2005, and 25 Years of Diving into the Unknown from 2014. If not, I'd love to see and hear some first reactions to top tracks performances of those. It'll be hard to choose which, though, as they're loaded with musical and vocal gems. So I responded to Grunge and said, hey, Grunge, I have not watched those two concerts. I don't know anything about them. Can you offer up some ideas on what would be great to react to? Well, of course, Grunge responded, which, thank you, that'd be cool. And it's quite a long response, so I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to read a section of it. Grunge goes, A Sound Relief, 2005, from Paradiso. I hope I pronounced that right. Paradiso in Amsterdam. Awarded Best Live DVD, and Anneke awarded Best Singer by her colleagues. Focus on trip rock most popular track, Rescue Me. Grunge goes on to say that there are some other favorite tracks on there, A Life All Mine, Like Fountains, Herbal Movement, then watch the entire concert. Okay, so I should react to these four songs and then go back and I'll watch the entire concert. So I thought it'd be great to do a reaction to the first one that Grunge recommended, which was Rescue Me. And this is at the Paradiso in Amsterdam. So I looked that up, and I got to show you a picture of it because it looks pretty cool. So I'm going to flip over to there. So that's a picture of the inside of the Paradiso, which is an old church they converted into like a music hall. It looks really cool. And then if I just go down a little bit, that is the outside of the building. Just looks pretty cool. Looks like a neat place to see a concert. Pretty neat. So we're going to go now and do The Gathering, the song Rescue Me that was played at the Paradiso in 2005. before we get into heavy stuff here. I know this song. I know this song. I think it's from the album. Let me just verify it real quick here. Sorry, but as soon as I started hearing the music, I went, I know this song. I know this song. I think it's from How to Measure a Planet. Yep, it's from the album How to Measure a Planet. Great, great album. I mean, their earlier albums, in fact, the real early albums are kind of almost, I think, a lot of growling, a lot of almost death metal sounding. And then when they got to How to Measure a Planet, they were kind of like into space rock. They kind of moved away from heavy metal and symphonic metal and more into like, I think like space rock. I mean, that's this song. I mean, it's just real dreamy sounding. The whole album is like that, where it's real dreamy sounding. The guitar, I love the fact that the guitar starts out the song, doesn't have any pedals on, and just playing a straight guitar. I mean, that just sounds so fantastic. And the bass is just so good. You've got the keyboard player almost like giving it that symphonic sound that, through the keyboard, through either the synthesizer or the keyboard itself. It gives it this whole symphonic sound, but it's not like hitting you in the face. I think the thing that's getting you in the face as far as the instrument goes is that guitar. I mean, I just love the sound of that guitar, and the drummer is keeping a really even beat, and it sounds so cool. But Annika's voice is so dreamy in this song. It's just so dreamy. You kind of lose yourself as you're listening to her sing. Yeah, I'm finding myself like drifting into space and just feeling really good about the song, though it sounds like it's kind of like somebody, asking for some help or, rescue me. But really, really great song. Like I said, as soon as I start playing, it's like, I know that song because I love that album. I listen to that album all the time. In fact, I think I just listened to that album about 6 months ago. It's just a phenomenal album. So let's keep on going here. This is dynamite. This is dynamite. Okay, great instrumental break. Just great instrumental break. I'm not sure everything that was going on there, but I love the fact that the guitarist kicked in the pedals and then started really jamming on his guitar, and you're getting a lot of fuzz tone on there. That was great. And then you got the keyboardist who's doing, I think, all those space sounds that the synthesizer was working up. All these space sounds that were flying around while the guitarist is just like hammering his guitar. And then it goes into a guitar solo where he actually is playing a guitar solo, and the drumming gets really heavy in that section, and he's still got his pedals on, and he's just playing a great guitar solo. It's not like in your face at all. I mean, the guitar solo isn't in your face. You got to listen for it. It's there, but you got to listen for it, because I think the keyboard and the drums are still overtaking the guitar. And then at the end there, I don't know if it was a guitar that was making those noises. It almost looked like it was a guitarist that was making those noises. He had that like bar in front of him, and he's like pushing his guitar towards that bar. I think that's what that was. Or it was a keyboard, but I think it was the guitarist making those kind of space noises with the guitar. That was really cool. Just really great instrumental break. That was fun. That was a fun instrumental break. Okay, now we're going to get back into the song. I think Annika's going to start singing again here. In fact, I'll take this back just a little bit so I can get that guitar solo. Maybe a little bit more right there. Right there, right there. It's there, but you gotta listen for it. Right there. I think he's doing that with the guitar.
All I want is to be where you are. Will nurse you.
Grunge, great recommendation. Love that song. I mean, as soon as it started, it was like, I know this song. I know this song. I love this song. It's one of my favorites off the album, How to Measure a Planet. And like I said, Annika just does a great job of singing on this. And it's so dreamy. I mean, you kind of get lost in her voice, not the lyrics. You don't get lost in the lyrics. You don't get lost in the instrumentation. You get lost in how she's delivering the song with her voice. She just is so smooth, and it just comes out so nicely, and it's so dreamy sounding. It's like, wow, I can just rock back and forth to what's coming out of her mouth, because it's so beautiful. I mean, it's just great. She's got such a neat voice. I just really like her voice on all the albums that I've got by the Gathering. And I've got all their albums. So, I mean, she's really great. Loved it. It was an excellent version of that song. I loved how it started out with just the guitar, no pedals. The bass was just tremendous throughout the whole song. I mean, the bass kind of like was doing the same riff over and over again, but it sounded great. The drumming was excellent. The keyboards were like space keyboards. I mean, they were just really out there. And then that musical break when it came in, and the guitarist got real heavy on the guitar, put his pedals on, and then did that really cool kind of background type guitar solo. Just a great song. The Gathering are just a phenomenal band. I bought them because they promoted them as a symphonic metal band, but I think they're more space rock, and early Gathering is more like really hard death metal type, growling type music, if I remember correctly. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed The Gathering live doing the song Rescue Me. If you did, hit that like button. That'd be really cool. If you have any comments about The Gathering, the song Rescue Me, why don't you go ahead, put it in the comments below. That'd be really cool. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel. If you've been watching my channel, I'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe. That'd be so cool. And then go over here and hit the bell to get updates to my latest videos. Wow, this was great. Put a big smile on my face. I loved it. And I hope it put a big smile on your face too. And peace out, baby.